In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, hello and greetings. This is Muhammad Suleiman Ahmadzai, here with a new session for you, my friends. We covered the quick access toolbar and the file tab. After that, we said we would work on tabs like home and view later. Now, in the home tab, as you can see, we mentioned before that these are called groups. Here, you can see that each one is a group, and we have group titles. So, if we count, there are about 5 groups in the Home tab, and likewise, there are 3 more groups in the View tab. So, this is the approach. We go group by group. It's possible, for example, that 2 or 3 groups covered in one video might overlap with another video. Alright, so now we want to move some text from here to there. First, to select it, we can either use the mouse, press Ctrl+A, or use another shortcut. If you press Alt+H and S, it does the same thing. Although, nobody really uses that because Ctrl+A is the more standard shortcut. Or we can just click on Select All to select it. For example, let's say we want to move this text from here to there. Move it from this page to that page. If we're actually moving it, what do we call that? Cut or Ctrl+X. Then, when we go to the other page, we use Paste or Ctrl+V. That pastes it. It was actually moved, but now let's say we realize we don't want to move it, we want to copy it. In that case, we press Ctrl+C or click on Copy. Then we come back here again. When we click on Ctrl+V or Paste, there's no need to open the list afterwards. If we just click on it again, it will paste directly. If I click again, it will paste a second time. So, when you use Copy, the original item doesn't move. But when you use Cut, the original item does move. Inside Paste, there's also another option called Paste Special. I'll write some text here, and then we'll definitely add something else. We'll also give it a design. For example, this word is Ahmadzai. Let's adjust its size a bit. For example, make it 28 in the cells. Let's make it bold as well. We'll also add an underline to it. Let's also give it a red color. Alright, so it has formatting like this. I'll copy this. When we paste, in the Paste Special section, it asks us how we want to paste it. If we select Unformatted for this. Unformatted means without any formatting. We click OK. Without formatting means it only pastes plain text. If we choose Formatted, it means it will include its design and everything else. Or if we select Rich Text Format, it will paste everything with all its formatting. Or we could have told it to paste it as an image for us. So why am I saying this? Picture. We click OK. This pastes it as an image. It won't be like regular text from other notes. It's like a picture of a small part that we create. Basically, it's processed as an image. Or we can tell it not to do that. For us, it pastes it as a unique Word document on a separate page. It's a silly word, but it pastes it. As soon as we click on it, a separate page opens up right away. We just create a completely separate document for it. It's a separate document. Whenever we double-click on it, it opens up in a completely separate document window. There, we can work on it however we want. Now, again, try to notice that this system has a problem. For example, when we add some text here. Let's say we added 3 or 4 more lines of text, making it a total of 4 lines. Here, it shows exactly 4 full lines. So if the content is 10 lines, it will show 10 lines here as well. It's as if we typed it right here. It takes up the same amount of space, but it still remains a document. It's like a room with a closed door. There should be a link. Then we click on it. Another page opens. Whatever we worked on there, its link should also be here again. Because, for example, if our goal was just to take up space, well, we could have just typed it directly here. So, what do we do for that? We paste it in. This option that we're showing, we get the WordPress document, but we say the display shouldn't be as an icon, it should be as text, not as an icon. Let our document appear as an icon, like a Word program or document icon. Now, when we click on this, it will open separately from the document, just like before. The good thing is that here, hopefully, you can have 20, 30, or even 50 pages of data. But over there, only a single logo gets saved, meaning it doesn't take up extra space. But here, it's still like this. Whatever is written there, we can take it and transfer it here along with its features. There, we also have another option called Paste and Paste Link. For example, we open the Excel program. We want to bring some text from another program over here. We selected this much of the table. After writing, we press Ctrl on this side so that it floats. We add borders, make it bold, and even change its color. Okay, I'll save this. It's not in Documents, so we'll save it on the desktop and give it a name. Alright, let's copy this. We say copy, and then we take it to the WordPad program. Try, when we're in WordPad and we paste, we can paste it in two ways. One is paste, and the other is paste link. Looks like this wasn't copied. Alright, now we come here in WordPad and we see there's paste and paste link. Paste just pastes it in a simple way, without any connection to the original. Basically, if we choose the second one, paste link means it stays connected to the original, so it remains linked. For example, if we go to the original file here and make some changes. Now we expect those changes to show up here, because it's linked, but actually, those changes don't appear. It doesn't have that connection. For instance, if we change the background, or make it bold, or make any changes, or even want to change the text itself. For example, if we change Savaf to Passad or make any other changes, those changes will automatically appear here as well. But if you don't make any changes up there, nothing will happen here. So, we can copy text from somewhere else and paste it here as a link or embed link. Alright, that was the clipboard section. The second category is called font. What do we have in the font category? Let's try it. The first section here is called font or font styles, and whenever we want to apply any of these changes, we need to have something selected. Some people, especially new students, for example, when they click, they say the text gets bigger or it becomes bold. Why is that? Because they haven't selected anything. Because whatever we select, only the changes will apply to that. If you select a single word, the changes will apply only to that word. If it's a sentence, a whole paragraph, or even several paragraphs, in my opinion, that's all considered a selection. If you want the changes to apply to all the text, you have to select it all. First, let's go to the font section. For example, from here we can choose different fonts. By default, the font you see here is the default font, but if you want, you can select any other font from here as well. Any font you want. These are the font styles. Overall, there are as many fonts as are installed in Windows, but later on, people often download other fonts besides the ones that come pre-installed. Some fonts are also symbolic. They are actually symbols. So, by clicking on them, what can we do with these fonts? We can select them. So, try to, after this, if we want to download other fonts or go to the list of general fonts. For example, in Windows, meaning where we have the installed fonts, we go here as well. Regarding the first font, well, it shows you the list of general fonts that are installed in Windows. These are the fonts we have, which means it displays the list of default installed fonts. If we want another font, for example, we click on More Fonts and from inside the App Store, we can download some other fonts in Persian or some other languages. Especially when a font is being downloaded, it shows the font as it downloads. Those who work with DMT back in the Corel section or, for example, in the sign printing section and so on, they usually try to download a lot of fonts for themselves because for the different types and styles of writing they want to do, they need those fonts here. Well, after this font section, if we want to work with the keyboard, we can press Alt+H plus F1. When we press Alt+H plus F1, then on the keyboard, of course, in the arrow keys, we select which font we want. From the list, for example, if we tell it that we need Arial Black, we press Enter. Our text becomes Arial Black. We can do this with the keyboard. Next to the font section, we have the size. Every time we use these arrows for size, it increases or decreases by one step. Again, we can set these based on the standard increments. The default writing size varies in each program. In WordPad itself, the size is 11, but this text is 12. That's because we brought it from Word, and this font also came based on Word. If we open WordPad, by default, you'll see that this font starts at 0. Calibri is actually its default font, and the default size is 11. But since we brought this text from Word, it has kept the Word font and its size is 12. But WordPad's own default is also 11. We select the text. With this, as we said, it increases by one level. This is the increase size, or let me say it again, the shortcut for increase is Ctrl plus Shift, the big math symbol or the small math symbol. Our purpose with these two signs, the small and big symbol, is that if you press Ctrl plus Shift with one of them, it makes the text larger, and with the other, it makes the text smaller. The big symbol makes the text larger. We said the standard is 11. If we don't want to work from here, we can come over here. Here, the size starts from 8. It goes from the smallest and continues up to the largest size. We click. The size is applied. In the middle here, we see some sizes. It doesn't have all the sizes. For example, between 12 and 14, it doesn't show 13, or between 20 and 22, it doesn't show 21, for instance. We can still type in. For example, we can tell it that I need size 13, the one that's not shown, or if there's a size that's not in the list, for instance, if it starts from 8 but I need a size lower than that. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 5, so we enter that. The size is set 5. The smallest one in the list is 8, but you can type in a lower number. If you want to enter a larger number, you can go even higher than this. From 72, 16, 138, you can't enter numbers higher than this. On the contrary, whatever number you enter, the largest size is this one. The smallest starts from 1. The largest goes up to 16,138. But in the list itself, 1 and 2 are not available. It starts from 8, 72. Alright, for now we'll select 11, which is the default. What do we have after this? After the size, if we want, we said the size can be controlled with the mathematical greater than and less than signs. For example, Alt plus HS1, let's say 35, then press enter. We wrote it, now it's 35. Come closer, let's use the mouse. But it's easier to use the keyboard shortcuts, Control, Shift, and the mathematical greater than and less than signs. Alright, after this, we have the effects. For example, I tell it to make our text a bit bolder. We use bold, its shortcut is Control plus B, or we have italic, which slants the text. Like in Italian, the text becomes slanted. Its shortcut is Control plus I, or we have underline. It shows a line below a row. Its shortcut is Control plus U. There's another thing we have called strike through. This applies a line through the text. In terms of style, strike through draws a line through our text. This one doesn't have a built-in shortcut, but we can use Alt plus H plus 4. After these two, what else does it do? Superscript and subscript. For example, sometimes when we're writing, we have cases like writing exponents or powers, or sometimes when we're writing units. We write formulas. For example, H2O, or sometimes we write things like 4 squared. Sometimes we need to use these kinds of things. For example, we choose this. We say this. We click superscript. The shape increases strength and endurance. Or when we write formulas, like mash do or fresh seeking tard, we write them. This step is usually written first. For example, seeking tard or ala jal javalu, when we raise them up, when writing these, all of them basically become like this. If we want to use a keyboard shortcut, the shortcut is Control plus equals or plus. Equals and plus are both on the same key. That's why we say equals or plus with Control. If we press Shift along with equals, it creates a subscript. But let's try it with Shift. Control Shift plus will make it superscript for us. But if we hold Shift, it does the subscribe action. Here we have font color. What color should our text be? By default, it's black, and we can choose from various other colors. We can go to the colors section and pick from these colors. We can select more colors or even mix colors together. We can customize it ourselves or specify by degree. For example, if I need a color that is made up of 3 colors in total. The colors you see are called RGB, which stands for red, green, blue, meaning they're combinations of these colors. For example, when you need a color like yellow or orange, actually, orange doesn't exist as a standalone color. It mixes 2 colors together. It brings in red and yellow. It mixes them in a specific amount. We can specify the color by degree for a certain color. For instance, use 55 degrees of red, 100 degrees of green, and 100 degrees of blue as well. This is the theory behind how it's formed. We could also do this without working based on degrees. We can remove it from this section. For example, I have a color I need. We specify how light or dark that color should be. We set it. It assigns the degree itself. Then, in the Add to Custom Colors section, if we want to assign 3 or 4 more colors, we select the first box again, and we assign another color again. Then, when we confirm in the Add to Custom Colors section, here, there are 2 more colors in the Custom Colors section. We can also use the custom colors we've designed apart from these colors. so it's either this one or that one. But the default color is always automatic. Automatic is different from black. If it stays on automatic, it means it will change itself depending on the text in the background. So whenever your background turns black, the text shouldn't be black. It should change itself. What else do we have? We have a highlighter. A highlighter, for example, you might have seen in texts where we have a marker highlighter and some parts of a book are highlighted. You can use these highlighters. Or, pharmacists often use highlighters for marking medication dates, so the colors have meaning. For example, if something is expired, they use a red color. If there's a lot of time left, like 1 or 2 years, they use green. If there's only a little time left, they use yellow. So basically, that's the reason for using these highlighters. If we want to remove the highlighter, we can go here and select No Color for the part we've chosen. Shortcuts are like tools we want to work with. When we press Alt+H+C, it takes us to the color menu, and on the other side, Alt+H as well. If I press H again, it brings up the highlighter. We can use the keyboard to choose which color we want to use. In the end, I just want to ask you, dear friends, if you found these videos helpful, please like the videos to support us and help the channel grow. Subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you in the next sessions. Goodbye.